So I'm very happy to be here. Thanks, Motoki, and thanks, Nina, for your talk. And yeah, this is, by the way, this is the last time I think I would play in front of this beautiful, really real life wall. It's not like a wallpaper. So, but because next week I will really move into my another apartment. So this is really the last one, Motoki. This is really epic. It's really sad. This beautiful wall. So it's like this white brown, and I am in the middle of it. This is very interesting. So I'm in the middle of this two worlds of. Sometimes is the world for me really bright, and sometimes it belongs very good to Ikigai in the life.
Yeah.
And I think this is also maybe this is what you asked, that I moved 5 years ago from beautiful city Frankfurt. This is really one of my heart cities. It has not the best image, but if you really get to know Frankfurt, and this is maybe like also an Ikigai thought of me, that if you really get into something that you maybe first you think, okay, it's not like, but Frankfurt is really like a very amazing city. It's the most international city after London in Europe, and it is so diverse and so interesting. And at the same time, it was my first place of also having like a first life crisis. So yeah, so it was my first years in my working life, and I tried to start something like a social project in the Bahnhofsviertel, and I had a clear vision of bringing some people together on one table in this neighborhood. It's like a very diverse neighborhood and a very very extreme neighborhood of the skyscrapers, but also a lot of artists came into this neighborhood. But also there's a huge truck scene, and it's very very international. So yeah, and I thought of to build or to open up an open community for the neighborhoods, or to maybe to give a new idea how to live together in this very globalized. So Frankfurt is like a global village, and my idea was to how we can find ways to bring all this different kind of people together. So, and I saw a long table at the streets in the Bahnhofsviertel where people together eat, but at the same time, this vision was very like, it frightened me. So it was a little bit also scary for me, and I felt also very much sadness about it. About So it was like on the one point a big love for this setting, and another point a great fear, a big fear of, is this possible? That I am too visionary for this, too young, and then to sum it up, I got very honest to me, and a good friend asked me, how are you, Michael? So it was like a really easy question, like, how are you? And it was like, this simple question made so much in me, and it said some. From this point, I could be very honest, and it was like, okay, I think I have a lot of fear towards this project. I am maybe too young. I maybe have not too much experience, and then I stopped this project, and then I fall down like in a hole, because all my life I was very not caring about problems, and everything what I wanted to do I could do, and I was a brave young man, And then that was my first experience that to be brave, get me into another way. And in this time, for the first time, I felt such that life is not so easy than I expected. And in this time, I brought my piano back into my life, because as a child, my mom forced me to play. It was not my greatest passion. And then there was a time, if I get an adult, like 20 years old, I got back to the piano. And then I got to this project, and the piano was not very important for me. And then this crisis came into my life with 25. So it was like a quarter life crisis, 25 years. And then my piano came back, because in the deep in me, in my inner body, I felt I think I have to take care in this kind of crisis, and I have to write, and to get to the piano, and just to bring all my desperate feelings about this situation, and about myself, about my, maybe also to reflect my wrong selves that I had about me, about being a hero, about maybe having the false role models, and false pictures of myself. And I brought it to the piano, and there I composed some pieces that it was 2017, and now we have 2023, 6 years after. I still play these songs, because I don't know why, but there are songs that have a long time life. So there's art that has a long time life, and art is maybe not a long time life. And to sum it up, to play the piano, I want, not if I was a child, I was forced to play like the teacher wants, or it was like I had to play this kind of notes and this kind of notes. And here in this setting, I really just came to the piano with my broken and fragile self, with my whole crisis, with my honest self. And I brought this kind of mood into the 88 Tasten, the 88. Yes, and and since then, art, to make art is something like comfort, like Trost. It's maybe this beautiful word of Trost. And Trost is something very progressive for me. So Trost is a very progressive word. It's like a very brave forwards word. And that's maybe also the reason why I love to lead an art gallery, because for me, art has you cannot compare it with other kind of giving informations into the world, because art is outstanding out of this logic of, I don't know, good and bad. So it has another deeper or meta idea of it has so much to say that for me it's so open. So it's like music. If I listen to very complex jazz music, it's the most open music for me. It's not closed like maybe some pop music. And there I can really dive into this kind of art, because it tells me that life is so much more. It has so much more to discover, and it has the power to also reflect my worldview that I have, and to widen it, to spread it. Yes. And so this is maybe why I much more understand myself as an artist. Yeah. Yes.
That is so beautiful. And thank you, Michael. I know parts of the story, but also to hear it in English for us, like most of the time we speak German,
Yeah.
has another new aspect and maybe another new lens on it. Thank you so much. I thought about we can structure this talk like this. I think when people hear you talking about your music, there's like this wish to hear something. So it's just so beautiful. And let me please be a witness of that, because we talked about this wall. I think in the last 3 years, we spent more than hundreds of hours together. And maybe because of the pandemic, but also I know a lot of people have, I would even say, had this experience of, this is comforting me. And there was even sometimes the words, this is actually really healing me. This is touching me. This is healing me. And this is so, it's hard to find words for that. So I have prepared two things maybe for us. And one is maybe a surprise. I have pictures that could invite you to elaborate more on that. And I guess later on, everyone's so keen to hear one or two more pieces of your original music. That is so beautiful and comforting. But can I surprise you with 1-2 pictures maybe, and you tell your story? Because I think it tells so much about Ikigai. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Also, we see in the comments that, like your story is really resonating with us. We can also see that maybe a great artist coming from maybe places and moments in life that are not so easy. And here I have some pictures. And if I can say, I could witness a lot of Ikigai and Ikigai moments. What do you see? How do you see and how do you experience yourself? Sometimes it may be a little bit weird to see yourself in pictures, but what do you see? What do you discover yourself in the pictures? I just want to invite you to tell us more, please.
Yeah, this is I think this in the picture on the left. So this is a beautiful combination, by the way, Motoki. Thanks. I remember this recording in Lisbon and on the very beautiful grand piano. And yes, I think that's one of the best picture you could choose. On the left, because I thought also then 2019 it was the recording, and I thought, okay, this is also the question, what kind of art cover, what kind of cover for the album I can choose for this kind of album. So, and it's like, oh, you have a lot of ideas, and there's maybe you can do abstract art, but you can also use a photo. And then I thought about taking this photo on the left side, and then I sent it to some people, and hey, what do you think about this picture? And some people told me that it's like a bit weird. You look very weird on this picture, because if you really get into this face, it's like weird, because my mouth, it's not upcycling. I think it looks like that I burden in this photo. I took burden of me. So it's and this is exactly this is a very good photo, because I remember, this is another story, and maybe it fits very well into this photo. During the lockdown, I was invited to a old couple of two men, a couple in Berlin-Schöneberg. They invited me to play a small concert in their living room. And I came into this flat, and they gave me champagne, and it was like, he was a very expressive guy. And then he told me, Michael, or Mr. Nickel, we love to go into Philharmonie and opera, and it's not possible anymore, but now we have you. Maybe you can play. It was like, okay, no pressure. And then I played in the piano, and I remember that it was very cold. It wasn't winter, and I came with my bicycle to the concert, and it was a mistake because my fingers were cold, and it's not. So so I took 10 minutes to play, and then the finger get warm. So, but by the way, I played 30 minutes, and then I finished, and applause, and they were very happy, and I was happy. And then this guy who welcomed me with the champagne, he said to me into the clapping, he said to me, "This is it, Michael. This is your USP, your unique selling point." It was like he was really like in marketing speech. This is your unique thing. You love to move if you play. During your play, you move around and you forget yourself. This is exactly your unique selling point. And I think so. I'm not really. This is also like a tension between marketing and art, but he got one point, and this you can see in this photo. And in this photo, it's like really natural. You see the burden. You see it not only in my gestures here in the hands, so you see it also in this face. What I feel when I make music, and it's every time if I go to the piano, I really don't know what I play. So every time it's unique what I play. So it's maybe like it's like a song, but every time I play it differently, and that's the thing that every time I experience new things, because I never play it again like a schemata, like a pattern. It's always the moment, and this is like for me really ikigai, that go back to this crisis. I had I really lived for my future, and my future was all about destinations and goals and to reach success with my projects. And then I realized into this piano playing, and then now with this whole ikigai, what you also brought in my life, Motoki, it lies a perfect link that in the moment there is so much Geschenk, so much
to give
usefulness, so much gift in this moment, and not in the future. I maybe can reach something and then I get happy. So now is the time for an artist to express, and you can see it in this face in the left picture. That and then now I say that's me. It's maybe a strange picture, and it's maybe strange because the most people know me as a joyful man, expressive man, a man who is on the stage and smiles. And but this is like, I hope this is like also ikigai for me, to be very honest with my dark sides of the white wall and this brown wall, to bring this both together. And this, maybe you can see it in this face. Also, I can tell so much about this face. Interesting. But this is really like, okay, that's the last thought. Sorry. I think as an artist, I really love to breathe in the burden into the world. And you told it here that we had a refugee camp for people from Ukraine, and then this time was so emotional for me that I also wrote a piece about it. And so often art is coming out of burden, and that's the reason why I changed my mindset, or something changed my mindset, that it must be about happiness and success. So I have a very, very happy view towards burden, towards the fragile times in my life. Yes, and I often see it if I curate art in the art gallery. So at the moment we have also abstract art from a friend, and this title of the exhibition is Radical Acceptance, and this is also the same story like this picture. He has depression. He was a model in New York, and he studied art and communication, and then he also had the same story like me. He was very successful, or he was like a talent youngster, and then he fall down and got into depression or some other mental sickness, and now he, through this radical acceptance, to this curating this art, this 24 pictures of abstract art, he really can touch now on another level a lot of people who experience all this same feelings. And so art is very like a message of Trost. Yeah.
Amazing. And there's so much I could just confirm as a witness, because being with you, and also we have some questions coming up. I have this thought. One is, you talked about burden, and I think we see that a lot in really true, authentic art. And some may recognize when you listen to, I was thinking of Keith Jarrett, and then you hear all the sounds he's making, like the human sounds, But I have to witness a story. I get to teach and play with Michael a lot. And then you did some recordings at some stage, and we met on some mornings later. And you really had to, I think you really had to put your hands into, some kind of medical care, because you played so intensively for hours that you were like an athlete, basically, who was, let's say, a little bit overdoing it with your muscles and, with everything that makes you able to play. So you had to take care, and we agreed on that you will play, let's say, very soft and slow pieces, which I personally also really love. I think for the people then later joining, it was not a difference, but I was really touched that morning because I was feeling with you. There was a lot of empathetic reaction to it, but also I saw, we have Keith Jarrett, who was like, breathing into the microphone, but you coming, with like bandages on your hands, and you still have this passion to play. So this was like really a point which I won't forget. And Michael, we have so much to talk on, and we have questions, but I wonder if it's like, you talk to a chef, to a brilliant chef. Oh, I have to switch the camera now. You have to talk to a brilliant chef, and he talks about all the delicious food he's preparing for you. And at one point, you're so hungry. And I think all the listeners may be so hungry for your music. So would it be possible if we could now listen to one of your pieces and then continue with the talk? Because I think we're talking so much about, and it's an amazing art. And it's like you also produced an Ikigai album. Maybe that's also somewhere we can talk. And we have a question about flow experience. We come to that. But maybe is it possible if you gift us with another piece of music? I know you have to switch on some technicalities, but I will turn my camera off. Also stop screen sharing. If that is possible, that would be a gift for us. Thank you, Michael. Mm-hmm. Michael, you know this. We have done so many seminars together. And as someone who's working with you, I can just say sometimes it requires some own emotional stability to listen to your music and then come back and, of course, do this moderation. But I was deeply touched by your piece. And I get to listen to some of your motives in your music a lot of times. But I think what we just heard, we just witnessed is that it's every time it's unique. So there's some really beautiful magic into this moment. We can listen to your recordings, of course. You're on every musical platform out there, which is so beautiful. But to listen to you live, kind of in person or virtually, is amazing, and it's a gift. And I would say something is flourishing in us. And maybe that what we heard, I can also witness, maybe something is healing when we get to listen to your art. And thank you for that.
Welcome. Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Maybe one point to this. So if people ask me, yeah, can I listen to you at Spotify or something? I say, yeah, you can. I'm everywhere. But I add, yeah, you can listen to it, but I'm not sure if you really get Michael Nickel really there. So it's like a very honest point, because I think this, if I read Walter Benjamin, and it's like this aura, this aura of art. For me, it's very difficult to put it in one recording. So I understand myself as really like a live artist, like where there is this aura, this aura of magicalness. Yeah.
And if I may mention, there was also a question by Nick. Thank you so much for your beautiful question about, are you, Michael, experiencing a kind of flow state, a kind of, is every performance from you unique? And I have to say, I think when we just listen to your music, we see that. So we are witnessing exactly that. That's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. And Michael, I could talk for hours, but I'm just watching the time, and I think I have 1-2 more, if it's possible, in that structure, pictures to share with you, that you are aware of if you see them, but we haven't prepared them. So it's like a surprise. So it's in the moment.
I'm very excited.
Then we see where the talk is going, and I think, I know, sure, I can read minds here. We would love to listen to one more piece, maybe if we have time towards the end. That would be so amazing. And please, everyone, if you have questions please come into the chat. So another picture I brought is this one. So
Wonderful.
thinking of Ikigai and in the moment. So there are more hands than your hands. And I know I can witness sometimes when we think about Ikigai, when we think about dialogue or resonance, people have witnessed, we have talked a lot this evening about resonance and dialogues, but when I was seeing Michael's hands moving, I saw they are in a dialogue. And I was so reminded of this metaphor. So sometimes we can do a lot of lectures, we can tell a lot of words, and then your music comes into, the room and explains everything by its art. So what is happening here? What is that for a moment?
Motoki, thank you very much that you bring this photo again in my life.
Okay.
Yeah, so because I don't know if you know the situations that you see one photo of the past, and you really, and in the first second you see this photo, you get really like an ikigai moment, like a memorizing moment. This was really meaningful, and this is also meaningful for the future. And this photo, I would really say it has like this feeling today for me in the first second. And it was a very special moment. It was a wedding in Mallorca, and this beautiful isles in Mallorca in Spain. Very good friends of mine here from Berlin, they celebrate their wedding. And that was interesting because before this picture, 10 minutes before, I had to play the finishing of the ceremony. You know this, if the couple is going out of the couple is, I think in German tradition, that the couple is the first two humans that going out, and then all the people will follow. And in this time, there's like an Auszugsstück, like a final piece, and I had to play it, and I was so nervous about it, because I'm not nervous if I play concerts, but I'm very nervous if I had to play exactly one song that I don't have written with another maybe band or something. I was very nervous to make it good. And then okay, it was good. And then after this photo came. It was like the Sektempfang, the people drinking champagne after the wedding ceremony at the pool. It was amazing setting. It was amazing. And there I had this Nord stage piano, and I just played a little bit jazz, smoothie vibes during the people drinking. This is the most easy thing you can do as a musician. Just people have a good time, people drinking alcohol, and you just play music, and with one hand sometimes, and with the other hand you also drink and eat some cheese or something. And then I think that was after 45 minutes of playing, and it was so hot. And then this girl came, I don't know, maybe 9 years old or something, and she was very extrovert. She's a very extrovert, and her parents are very cool, and I get to know them at the wedding. And then she was so brave that she just stand beside me. She went by my side, and then I was playing here, and then she just communicated with me that she really wants to join my playing. She wants to join into the flow of playing. And I really said, yeah, of course, do it. And if you see, she really got the notes. So if you see it on the picture, she really played the right notes and the right. Also, she really played so amazing, and it was like a duet. And there's something new came up. A new kind of art came up, but also a new kind of aura, because it was like a dialogue between someone like me, like an adult, like I don't know, serious musician, and then this 9-year-old I met this day for the first time, a girl, and she really came into the flow, because I really encouraged her to play, and to also to make. So there are, Miles Davis, he says, there are no wrong notes, because if you play a wrong note, you can play it another time, and then it's conscious. But she was really into the flow, and this is the feeling of this setting and the mood of if you jam together, and it's a very special moment of dialogue, of interacting and communicating with each other. But here in this moment, it was so special because it was like a little child, and she was so talented, and maybe there is some ikigais at the same time coming up in my if I was watching this photo. It's like the ikigai of being in the moment of spontaneous jamming together. It's like a beautiful dialogue, but also we show it to other people, and she can also has a platform as a young girl to and I encourage her. She cannot make mistakes, and she can also be safe because I play, and she can also play a little bit these higher notes, soprano notes, and it's not thing that she makes failures or something, and she wrong the wrong notes because I play also the basic things. So and this is like it brought me to this idea of I'm not a piano teacher. I never teach piano, but it brings into me this photo brings into me an ikigai of supporting young people to bring some life into these people. And this is the reason I really don't want to say, hey, pay attention or play this or play this. It was a fantastic moment. And the very funny thing is that she so in the late night there was dancing hall, and she was I think she was really the king of the dance floor of all people. So she was a very gifted human being. And I love to see it into the passion into the people. And this is also an ikigai of me to see what is the passion of this human being in front of me. What is the gift? How we can link it with life and with her personality of really being very extroverted. So it's a very, very interesting character. So yeah, I think also could talk for hours about this photo because it gives me a lot of ikigai. Yeah.
Well, amazing. I have planned so many more photos, but I just love that we maybe come only to two, and there's so much into it, Michael. And I just want to make also, if it's okay for you, Michael, I just want to make one connection to the earlier talk we had, and you were also joining with Nina. I think you talked a lot when we look at the 7 dimensions of Miro Kamiya. There was a lot of resonance going on here, and you mentioned communication, but also resonance of maybe the shared passion, and that shared passion led to people dancing and enjoying, and you remember this moment so vividly. And then you mentioned dialogue, and we just talked about logotherapy and ikigai this morning. So dialogue, I mean, as a photographer, I can relate to that. So it's about capturing the moment, you said, and logos. So there's some meaning, some flow of meaning going. And this is also reminding of what we heard from Nina. And this is bridging so much to ikigai, of course. And I guess it was a meaningful moment. Yeah, what we just witnessed from your story. It is so beautiful. Amazing. And it was not planned. So it was just a coincidence somehow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think if I told about my crisis in Frankfurt, I was so there was a mindset in my younger life. I really can be successful with the right destinations and also to lead my people in the right way. And I'm very honest now. I think I watched people like sometimes also like not like human beings, like objects to lead them and to bring them from my vision. And here in this photo, here's the opposite. I think there's something set me very free because here's not an object I want to lead in a special kind of way. Here is someone came to me and want to come into this flow of making art and coming in the communication together. And I wanted to support her flying her own way in her own, playing her own notes. And there is some resonance. We also told about resonance this morning. And there's something really coming up. And this is, I think, what it makes it so open in the future what's happening there. Yeah. I think there's
So
a lot of things coming into this photo. Yeah.
I'm really happy that it shows this photo, but I'm so grateful that you are here, Michael. And also what you're saying, and we looked a little bit about the words of Mieko Kamiya already this morning from a European perspective. Hello to everyone who's just joined. So, and I think Mieko Kamiya was also like so poetic, and so there was clearly something like artistry in her writings of her poems, which she wrote in French, in German, of course in Japanese language, but also in English. And maybe we learned a little bit about that music transcends all languages, Michael. And we have this very first Ikigai Summit here. It's getting later in Australia, in Japan. We are kind of in an artist, let's say, section or segment of this Ikigai Summit, because Takeda-san, I just saw that you are joining, and we will talk about, mindful, let's say, calligraphy and arts in the next hour as well. I couldn't imagine, Michael, and please, also the last word is on to you, this ending of this talk, with another piece of you, if that is okay. But also sometimes, when I end seminars, I say the final words is up to Michael. It may be notes, it may be words. Thank you so much at this point already for your contribution to the Ikigai Summit and for making us witnesses of your Ikigai moments alive. And thank you for being so open to talk about these pictures I just picked. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Motoki, very much. And I think this is also an Ikigai thing for me, that I can just speak. I think it's a privilege to speak, to really speak. How much people are not able to speak and about their stories, and it gives me in this hour also some peace.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Thank you.
And because you mentioned it, I just have to share one more photo where you speak, and I know also you have a new passion to speak and moderate also in the social and political rooms. But here we see also, we talk so much about Berlin, about this gallery. I think this is a beautiful picture, right?
Yes. Here you can really see me as a speaker and an organizer and host, not only as a musician. This is the front of our art gallery in Prenzlauer Berg, Berlin. And that was an vernissage and opening of an exhibition, and a lot of people were there. And this moment, I was able to, or I had this space of sharing the vision of the gallery, well, my thought about the gallery. So, because this gallery is very like in the setting of very high-end galleries, very, very professional commercial galleries. And our gallery is geographically in the middle of all this fancy galleries, and we are like a rookie gallery, like an Erprobungsraum, we would call in Germany, like an experimental labor for young talents. And here is meeting this photo of this young girl playing with me piano, because I really love to give space, give platform, or be part of that people and artists, like this artist here on this photo, can show their art, can speak. People can speak. I love that people can speak with their art, and this is, I think that was maybe like this, what I shared in this photo, the vision of the gallery, the cutting edge of our gallery, that we bring people together, where people can, be like an experimental labor in our rooms. You cannot make mistakes in our rooms. And that was also a very beautiful moment. Very beautiful. Yeah, thanks. You have a great gift, Motoki, of choosing the right photos, really.
And I really want to appreciate, Michael. I think we have so many beautiful talks and presentations, and people putting so much effort into making this IKIGAI Summit possible. But I really want to appreciate, like, your I think your effort is like so amazing because you talk and then you also play it. I mean, you're like contributing with both of your arts and both of your languages. Thank you so much, Michael. It's amazing. And I wish for everyone who can see that you can visit Michael in this gallery, of course. One time in your life, you have to get to Berlin, of course. But also, if you walk through the streets sometimes, there's another photo I can't show anymore now because of the time. But when sometimes you get on the streets and there's a piano and there's Michael playing.
All right. Yes.
But also, if we have Michael here, and also I would love to hear one more piece, Michael. Is that okay? I asked that of you. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I can play one short piece where a good friend of mine says, this piece is really like Michael Nickel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Again, a short, easy piece. I really, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. And that is maybe the perfect segue to our next session. But Michael, thank you so much for your art. I will stop screen share and